In this game, Magnus's opponent is Levon Aronian. The game was played at the Tata Steel tournament, and I can say the A group finally one game of the A group with Magnus Carlsen. Before we had C and B group games. King G7 was Black's last move. Okay, White traded on G6 and Black recaptured on G6. Carlsen, White has strong pressure in the C file. Obviously, two rooks here targeting the backward pawn on C7, and the stabilizer of Black's position is this bishop on D6. This pawn on D5 is en prise. White can take that twice. Well, can he? We will see. Knight takes D5, Knight takes D5, and Queen takes D5. But on the other hand, if White Queen appears on D5, this might give Black the chance to of a discovered attack by moving away this bishop from D6. So imagine Knight takes D5, Knight takes D5, Queen takes D5, and now Bishop A3 when both the Queen is attacked and the Rook on C1. And yeah, my question to you is two moves to choose from. Would you take on D5, allowing this variation, Knight takes D5, Knight takes D5, Queen D5, Bishop A3, or would you prefer to simply play Rook 1 to C2, stepping out of this attack, Bishop A3, and preserving all White's positional advantages? Knight takes D5, Queen D5, Knight takes D5 twice, then Bishop A3 attacking the Rook on C1, or Rook C2. What would you play? Knight D5 or Rook C2? Your choice. Absolutely right. This is what Carlsen did. He's not afraid of this bishop move to A3, and for good reason, as we shall see. Knight takes D5. Good. Well done. In this position, Carlsen took on D5, and this is the correct move. After Rook C2, the useful move, of course, this gives Black time to consolidate with Queen F7. Then D5 is protected, and then it's not easy to storm the Black fortress. But Knight takes D5 eliminates central pawn, and after it's disappearing, this Knight D2 will get many squares in the center. Aronian took on D5, the Queen takes D5, and here Aronian took on G3. I didn't consider this before, but first we must work out why Bishop A3 is not a move to be afraid of here. Bishop A3 hitting the Queen on D5 and also the Rook on C1. Here it's White to play and win. How does White decide the game in his favor here? Queen takes D7, simple tactics, but nevertheless quite important. White simply takes the Rook, forces White's the Black Queen onto the 7th rank, and then after Rook takes C7, picks up, regains his Queen on the 7th rank with an easily won position. So, a tactical point. After Queen takes D5, Bishop A3 is no threat because of Queen takes D7, followed by Rook takes C7 when White wins easily. Aronian instead took on G3, and now Carlsen simply went back with his Queen, and Bishop D6 back. So this was an indirect trade of pawns. D5 has disappeared and G3 as well, but this pawn on D5 obviously is much more important than the pawn on G3, because now White's Knight gets into action. Knight C4, and remember I call this the backbone of Black's position, the stabilizer of Black's position. Knight C4 targets this bishop on D6. Black went Rook F8, and yeah, now it's White to play and win already. How does Carlsen get a decisive advantage in this position. Absolutely. Knight e5, Carlsen's continuation, using black's vulnerability on the 6th rank. g6 is very weak, and knight e5 wins on the spot. Knight e5, Carlsen's continuation, hitting everything, d7 and g6. Black must part with his bishop, and this frees the 6th rank for white's rook. Aronian took on e5, and now of course Carlsen took on g6 with the queen, and after king h8 raked in another pawn. Queen takes h6, queen h7 is not possible because of queen takes f8 check, so king back, and now pawn takes e5, and we see white is 2 pawns up. Okay, after queen takes e5 it's only 1 pawn, but black's king is completely exposed and white is winning easily here. Carlsen checked on g6 with a rook, king f7, and now also again a very good move, a fine move by Carlsen. This rook is attacking, the queen is attacking, but this rook is not attacking yet, and he played rook c4 with many ideas on the 4th rank. Everyone is joining the party, and the game's just over. What did he do? He checked, Aronian checked on a1 here, king g2, and now so many checks, so many heavy pieces attacking the black king. Rook f4 check, king e8, rook e6 check, rook e7, what did he do? Takes, rook e4 check, rook e4 check, and black resigned, because after king d8, white can win the black queen by playing rook d4 check. If black moves the king now, this rook on h8 is on priest, and if he takes on d4, then white has an intermediate check on g5, followed by taking on d4. This was a splendid game by Magnus. This is only the final phase of it. The final phase. I would recommend you to replay this game carefully. Also the opening. I remember that we were commentating on this game on the server, on the Fritz server live, and I found it quite impressive how easily Carlsen outplayed Aronian in what seemed a basically balanced position. So I would call this a strategic masterpiece by Carlsen, and then crowned by some tactics. Cheap tactics, some people say, but instructive nevertheless.